This one says that Erika's dream man is Joe Jonas.
Yes.
Not true.
Yes.
Not true. Scott is her dream man. Joe Jonas is...
Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Comment Section Show, starring me, your fave. Everybody knows me, who cares about me. On to the guests. Today we have another banger all-star episode. One of my favorite couples of all time, Erika and Scotty. Woo! Welcome back, team.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy to have you both.
Wow.
Thanks.
Always great to be here.
It's always fun.
It is. It's a blast.
Well,
even
it
though
was only once,
we haven't seen
but
each other in
that's
2 years.
like-
But it's been a
So
ride.
much to catch up
To
on.
catch up on.
We have a
Good,
lot
yeah.
to catch up on,
Yep.
and we were catching up before this.
Yep.
Yes, we were.
Talking about people we hate.
We
Yes.
were.
We love
It's
that.
my favorite
We were.
thing to do.
Yeah.
Favorite thing to do. Is
That's
talk
my
shit.
favorite thing to do in this industry, especially.
Oh my
When you
God.
meet people and you're like, who's someone you hate?
Yeah. And when you both have the same person,
Yeah.
it's like you guys both
Yeah.
rise.
I feel like
to-
that meme levitating with
yeah,
the light
that's what
shooting
I
out of my
feel.
chest.
Literally. No, that was us 2
I'm
seconds ago.
so excited to have you guys back.
Thanks.
How's life been?
Good.
Life has been great.
I got no
I can't remember if you...
complaints.
What'd you say?
No complaints.
No complaints.
Honestly.
Perfect. I can't remember if you guys were married when you were here last.
We were.
I think so. You had just gotten married.
I think
Think
so.
so.
Okay, cool.
Wow, it's been so long. Like what?
And we are
Where do
unmarried
we start?
since.
Actually,
But we're
announcing
great
our
friends.
divorce.
We're doing an announcement.
We have a couple ads to get through. That's literally...
Please engage. Please support. Yeah. No, everything's been great.
Great.
We're honestly so blessed.
Love.
Yes.
What's
So
new?
fortunate.
What's new in careers for y'all? I know you're in
New
Peacock
career.
shows.
Thank you.
Oh my
I
gosh,
was
how
just gonna talk about
exciting.
it. Thanks for bringing
Killing
it up. Yes, I was in they're testing out like short form kind of series, and I was lucky to be a part of 3 out of the 4, and Scott was in 2
I was.
out of the
Okay,
4.
period.
One of them
So
the
we're
quickest cameo
actors.
you've ever seen, but I'm in 2 for sure.
Period.
One I did pretty good, I think.
You did. You did great. Yeah, that's like the newest, and just, really taking acting serious. That's always been the goal. So.
I love. And
Yeah.
Scotty, you have a clothing brand.
I do.
How's that going?
Very good, very good. I'm doing like a kind of like a part 2 to my second collection. So
Very cool.
tote bags and hats will be releasing first day of summer, June
So
20th.
sick. The shit is cool.
Thank you so much.
I love it.
Thank you. Appreciate
I think that's so awesome. Power couple.
trying.
Thanks.
Trying.
I was
Hook
trying to
me up.
convince them that they need to do a podcast.
Yeah, we talk about it. We want to just do like a different kind of
Like
vibe.
version of it?
Yeah, I don't know. We have some ideas for sure, but it's definitely not something that's out of
Us with
the question.
consistency is a
That is a big one. Thanks for bringing that up.
just
hon.
to piggyback on what
Thanks,
you
babe.
were saying.
Thanks,
It's hard for us to get on the schedule.
For real.
Yeah, when
honestly.
you work for yourself, it's real hard.
Here's the thing: we have so much time.
That's the
So
thing.
much time.
Yep.
Yeah, I like have nothing but time, and
It's
sometimes
just to
I'm
dedicate it.
It
Yeah, it's like,
really
Get it all set up.
I just am not organized, but
Yeah. We're gonna
we'll
get there.
see. We'll see.
We're going to be talking more in front of a camera if you want us to or not.
Yeah,
So,
whether anyone asks for it or not.
Yeah.
Nobody
well,
asked
yeah.
me, and I
will.
did.
Yeah, you'll watch us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to be there.
That's the vibe. That's the vibe.
I love that. And you're taking acting seriously. I actually just started venturing into acting this year.
Oh, go
awesome.
off.
Right. And so
How
I've
do you
done
like
a
it?
I think it's really fun. I just also think it's a huge joke at the same time.
Right.
This is why. Because sometimes when you do auditions or reads or whatever, and then you find out who got cast or you hear about other casting, you're like,
Right.
oh, so it's all just made up.
Yep.
It all
Right.
just like depends on their vibe. and
Yeah,
their mood.
no, you really can't.
Yeah, they're
You
like,
can't.
everything's perfect except I hate your eyes.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pick somebody else.
There's nothing you can do
Something's
about
off.
it, but
Can't
if
put
I
my
could look
finger on
past it, we'll get through it.
Yeah,
Because I'm not
but I
looking
can't
past
see
it.
it.
I'm not
really
looking past
is.
it.
It's just luck. It really is just luck. I
Yeah,
feel,
it's
at
it's
this
dumb
point.
luck in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Skill too, but obviously I think like casting nowadays a lot of times it's like truly based off what they think the character is supposed to look like.
Yeah.
And they're like, not you. Sorry.
The only reason I've ever been casted was because my friends are the ones that wrote the shows. So
That's how I'm planning on getting into.
Right,
I'm
right.
going in a back door. Fuck you guys.
But hey, if the door's available, you go in it. You don't be like, I can't do it. It's open.
Yeah.
It's open.
Listen, I'm going to take every and any opportunity.
100%.
Have you been doing acting classes or anything?
Yeah, last year I did a 1-year acting class, and this year I want to start doing improv.
Fun.
Yeah,
You
I'm
did one.
scared.
That was your second class, though, right?
Yeah, well, it was like my first like
Full
1
year,
year
yeah.
Like
program.
full
I did like
dedicated
little like 7-week programs here and there, but
Yep.
yeah, I want to just try out improv and see how it goes.
You would kill improv.
I don't know.
I think
I'm
you're
scared.
built for improv, to be honest.
I could barely talk now, so I don't know how that would even be
Well,
possible.
because this is like, I feel like actors a lot of times too, they're like, being myself is a lot harder than being somebody else.
For sure.
So like being myself feels too vulnerable, so I like playing other characters.
Yeah, that
maybe
makes
that's
sense.
why you're like
that makes
really
a lot of
good at
sense.
playing a character.
Yeah,
really makes a
maybe.
lot of
Imagine I
sense.
had a wig right here. I'd be like, this is perfect improv right now.
It's actually a great transition.
No, thank you so much. We're actually trying it out now, live.
I've done a couple reads. I like low-key bullied the studio that is making the live action Moana into giving me
that's
a
What's
read.
the latest? Yeah.
Well, nothing. Clearly I'm here. They're currently filming it.
Thanks for bringing it up. I didn't.
It's actually really hard
you
for me to
get
talk
that
about. No. But the funny part about that is that I made a TikTok joking about it because I was saying like, was anyone gonna fucking call me? There's only
No,
two of
for
us
real.
and one of
No,
them's already in
actually.
it. So what the fuck? Like, I'm built like The Rock too. Why did nobody call me? Like, I was all pissed off. And I'm on a TikTok. I like made it and it did well. And then Deadline wrote an article about it, and they quoted me as the headline. They said, Drew F. Wallace says, "I'll play Moana's dad if that's what it takes." Hey, why is that the one line you clipped?
The headlines are insane.
Won't you clip
The
that one?
headlines are nuts.
I said a lot of other things too, but that's the one they pulled. And then
Disrespect
it was
is
almost like
crazy.
public pressure. They sent me like they were like, "Oh, I didn't know Drew was interested in
acting,
reading," so they
yeah.
sent me like background roles.
Oh, that's cool.
And so they sent all men, mind you. And there was like, it was Coconut Farmer 1, Angry Coconut Farmer, and then like Fisherman. And I wanted
So
to
what'd
be
you read for?
I read for all
Well,
three of them.
okay.
I said
Which one would you have wanted the most?
Angry?
Fisherman.
Okay.
Oh, was I angry?
There we go.
I wanted Fisherman because he had the most lines.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I was like, obviously him, because in the script it says he. And so I read for all of them, didn't get one.
Okay, you know what?
I said,
Damn.
oh.
We're out here trying.
And you know what? I'm doing my best. And you know
It's
how I
fine.
found out? What's funny about how I found out is I was talking to one of my other buddies at like a AAPI event.
Mm-hmm.
And we were chatting and I was like, oh yeah, I did a read for like the live action one. And I did a couple reads. He goes, oh really? That's cool. And I go, yeah. He goes, yeah, they're filming right now in Georgia, right? And I go, I actually didn't know that.
He's like, my friend's the fisherman.
Yeah, I was like, actually, I have a couple calls to make. I'll be right
He's
back.
killing it out there.
I saw my,
Finding out like that.
yeah,
Like,
my
you're like,
sister was
oh.
sitting. My sister was sitting with me, and I was like, I actually didn't know that. Believe it or not.
You're like, just waiting to hear back. So
No, I'm hyped about
I
it.
don't
Any
know.
day now.
They might be filming my part later
My
on,
call time
so.
is, I'm sure, later.
No, that's crazy. It is a really hard industry, though.
It's
Like,
crazy, yeah.
It is crazy. There's a lot of competition, but I know I was born to be a star. So I will not
was.
give up.
That's true.
I
think
won't
that
give
about
up,
you.
know? So neither should you. I want you
Yeah.
and Moana.
Yeah, you guys
3.
both have it. You guys
How
have
about
it.
that?
Yeah. How about that?
How about that?
Hell
What
yeah.
about you, Scotty? Did you have fun acting?
I had a great time.
I think it's fun.
I think it's a good time. I think, honestly, it was I took it, I was like, oh, I'm going to kill it. I got scared. Like, right? It's my boy.
You need that
like,
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People like me, everyone's streaming on Peacock. My friend Darren, Ava, Jonathan,
Love.
they wrote amazing shows. And they're like so down to earth. And
Yeah.
I'm like so comfortable with all of them. And it was like, we sat down, and he was like, all right, go ahead. And I was like, I lost everything. I was like, my eyes went big. I was like, he was like,
Line?
are you good? I was like, all right, give me a second.
Jeez, relax.
It was-
It is so much pressure.
Yeah,
So
it
many
was
lights,
like-
so many mics,
Yeah,
so many
many-
people.
And then you got to do it again and again, different angles. And I was like, it was so much fun. It was the
Yeah.
best experience ever, but I was like,
It's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I freaked out in one of my scenes to the point where the audio guy came in and said, we're going to have to run that again because I couldn't hear you over your heartbeat. Are you having a panic attack?
It's like, damn, calm down.
Was they out?
Literally,
He said-
in front- no, he was mad Spanish too.
It was
'cause
on
he filmed
this-
it in
yeah.
Telemundo, so
Yeah.
he was mad Hispanic. So he came in, he's like, no, we're going to have to do that again. Te está dando un ataque de pánico, which means you're having a panic attack. He's like, we're gonna have to do it again. He said it mad loud in front of everyone. I was like, so
This
now
one's
I
fucking
know.
nervous.
oh my, and I
So
do it
now
too.
I know to get mic'd on, not on top of my heart.
That's
you
a learning
know? So
experience.
it's all an
Yeah.
experience.
It's a learning experience.
We just live and
How
we
would we figure
learn.
that out without that?
No, that
We
is.
live and we learn.
That's very real.
Do
Especially
you ever get nervous?
The only time I've ever been nervous was when I did stand up for the first time.
Did you win?
Yeah,
What?
I did.
Wait, there's so much we need to catch up
Yeah,
on.
we have so much to catch up. 2 years.
2 years. That's why we do it.
I did Caleb, my friend Caleb Heron.
I love.
Yeah, I love him.
Fucking buddy, I
Yeah,
love
one of
him.
the funniest people alive.
Mike-
Whatever.
For real.
Top.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fucking
I was-
hate him.
He's so
worst.
fucking-
He's just
booked
so
and busy.
natural.
He is. You want to
He's
talk
booked
about
a
someone
bit.
who fucking I hate him.
He's the best.
He's following
He's
me.
fisherman. He got the fucking.
He's
Yeah.
a
Oh
fisherman,
my
I bet.
God.
I bet that's DEI. They're cutting DEI. That's why they took him and not me.
Of course.
Obviously.
Of course.
But he was doing a closing show for his tour at the Largo in LA, and he asked me to do 15, and it was because I had told him another comedian asked me to do 15 later on in the year, and this was last year, and I was like asking him for help. I was like, I'd love some guidance on how to write it and stuff, and he was like,
Experience.
yeah, and he told me, he's like, bitch, if you're gonna do 15 for her, you gotta do 15 for me, because he's been asking me forever, and I was like, I just don't. And he was like, you have to do it for me if you're gonna do it for her. I'm your actual friend. I was like, all right, like, relax, don't pull that gun on me. And so then he actually helped me build my 15, and then
That's awesome.
and I did the Largo with him and Chris Fleming. Do you guys know Chris
Yes.
Fleming? One of the funniest people
fucking funny.
to
Hilarious.
ever exist. I've told Chris
Hilarious.
Fleming, I'm like, if you know how like, you know when football players like sometimes they're like, donate my brain to science. When Chris Fleming, when something happens to him, knock on wood, I call dibs on the brain. I said I called dibs
I gotta
on that
see what's
brain.
going on in there.
I got it. I'm cutting it. I
I'm
gotta
getting
look.
in there.
I have to. I've never. He made a joke in one of his stands where he's talking about the SNL 50th.
Okay. Yes.
Like, and he was like, does anyone know if SNL's been celebrating anything lately? It hasn't really been that obvious. Because they kept talking about it for fucking
Everything.
Yeah.
Not obvious.
And then he called Jimmy Fallon the Smee to Lorne Michaels' Captain Hook. And I was like, I'll kill you. I'll kill you with a fucking gun. I literally was like, are you insane? I was like, my brain could never. I laughed so hard, tears ran down my face. I can't stand that motherfucker.
Some people are just quick.
Yeah.
He's
They have
crazy.
it.
His brain works in a way that I could never conceive. So I had no idea he was the other opener on Caleb's show. He told me when I got there, and I was like, oh, so fuck me then.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So I opened for... I have never in my life been that nervous. And I think it's because I love stand-up. Like, stand-up has
Yeah.
been like one of my
So you
favorite
wanted to
art
do
forms.
good.
You, of
Yeah,
course.
it's like
Yep.
one of the ones I'm actively avoiding because I'm
Yeah.
so afraid
Bitch, you
to
would
do
kill
bad.
it. You would kill
Were
it.
you
And
nervous
you're
the whole
quick as
time?
fuck too.
Yeah,
Like,
I was nervous the
start to
whole time.
finish?
Yeah,
Yeah.
even as soon as I got out there, and Caleb even told me, he said, don't open with anything like, this is my first time. Like, don't
Oh,
open with
okay.
anything like that.
Okay.
He was like, because then people will start judging your jokes as if they know. And I was like, okay. So when he introduced me, I was the first one. Chris Fleming was second, and then obviously Caleb. When I went up, I got a huge applause because he asked me, do you want me to promote it? And I was like, no, I don't want to promote it because I'm afraid.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
But also I was like, but also I want to see if I'm funny. Like I don't,
Yeah.
I know I love my fans. I think they know what funny is, but I also think they'll laugh at anything I say.
For sure.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I wanted to find out for real, like if I'm funny.
Right.
And he was like, I think that's so brave. Well, I guess we'll see. I was like, yeah, you're right. We will. And I got a huge applause because nobody knew I was going to be there.
Love.
And then when I came out, I was like, bigger applause than Caleb. Perfect. Love that. Started strong. Keep that up throughout the whole thing. And I even told Caleb, I was like, it's okay. If it goes bad, I put a gun under everyone's seat and I have another way of ending it. Trust me. Either everyone
Everyone
laughs,
knows it's a surprise.
everyone
Or
laughs,
it's over.
or no one goes home. How's that?
Or that was your last chance to laugh.
Go ahead and giggle for me. But that's the only time I've ever really been nervous.
Wow.
Yeah,
feel that,
And
though.
how did it
That's
go?
so
Are you
justified.
happy you did it?
I'm glad I did it. I am.
Okay.
It was really fun, but I was like, I do need to work on some stuff. But I was
Yeah.
like, I don't know how the fuck they memorize it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like sometimes they'll write notes just so they know taglines for their
Right,
jokes.
right,
but
right.
True.
memorizing an entire hour is just crazy to me.
I don't know how they do it. Also, like, if there's some crowd work trickled in there too,
Right.
you lost me. I'd be
Yeah,
like,
where was
"Hey, where'd
I?"
you get those
type.
pants?"
Yeah.
Like, that's like I literally would get so distracted. I'd be like, "Where was I? Wait."
I'd be asking the
Nine.
crowd. I said, where was I?
Where was I at, guys? Do
I
you
knew
guys
I was in
remember?
pants and then.
Like, what did I say? What did I say? Seriously. No, actually, that would be me. So, yeah, it's really, I don't know
No,
how
it's
they
talent.
do
It's
it.
such
Me
talent.
either.
And also, I always think about it where it's like when they go on tour, you're saying a couple different new jokes, but
Yeah.
like you're saying the same routine. I'm like,
Yeah.
you really got to believe it each
No, for
time.
real.
You
Like,
gotta
you're
love it.
saying it.
You're
you are
acting.
really acting because you're
Yeah.
like, it's like no one's ever heard this before, but
Right.
last night everyone did and laughed. But
Yo,
oh, that's
on my last show,
immensely,
like,
that's-
I would really, I don't know if I could keep
I'm
laughing.
saying the jokes all types
guys
of
actually
different
have
now.
yeah.
I'm like,
You guys have terrible
Testing
taste.
shit
I hate
out.
that joke.
yeah, I was like, they laughed yesterday.
know
how
You
to
guys
do
suck.
it.
That's so true though, because when I went on tour last year with my sister for Two Idiot Girls for the book tour, we did 22 dates, 22 shows, so like live shows, and they're user generated, so we do get dating horror stories from the audience.
Yeah.
The one we always pick is what's the worst thing they did and you stayed, because it always has a hilarious
Oh my
answer
God.
to
Yeah.
it. And so we collect them after the meet and greet. We collect them, pick the funniest ones, and then we kind of riff for like 20 minutes, and then the rest of the show is reading those and then talking to
love
the
that.
audience.
Cool.
Yeah.
So it's like,
That's a good
it's a
setup.
really fun show, but it was one of those things where it kind of similar to the stand-up bit where certain jokes would work in certain cities, but sometimes they
Yeah.
wouldn't hit in others. So like, I remember we were in, I think we were in, where were we? Dallas. We were in Dallas, and for some reason, because we watched Planet of the Apes on the tour bus,
Oh, okay.
and we love that franchise.
Great.
I don't know what it is about
Great
it. We were
movie.
just really down with the monkeys.
Great movies.
So I kept making this joke, apes together, strong. Because I was like, and I was like, that's us to you guys. Every time we make a joke, you laugh because apes together, strong. I made that joke probably 32 times that night, killed every time. They were like, ah. I brought the house down with that apes joke. Next city we went to, still in Texas, went to another city. I made it one time in the beginning, not one laugh. Oh, put it back on the shelf.
Yeah,
Never mind.
like, I'm
Oh, so
not-
the apes aren't hidden here.
Maybe you guys didn't hear me the first time.
Did you guys get that?
You guys know what I'm saying, right? The movie Planet
You guys are
Apes,
familiar,
there's a
yeah.
lot of Planet Apes. They all go. She's like, everyone's like,
That's why I was like, right, so they don't laugh at apes here.
Right,
you're
Okay.
like,
right,
dang, I was
right.
really banking on
Yeah, I was
that
like,
Apes for like the
crazy.
rest of the
And
night.
I honestly, like, I was so confident in it because I couldn't believe as many times as I whipped it out, they laughed. And I was
crazy.
like, damn, Texas really thinks monkeys are funny.
They love that movie, though.
No. Yeah, in
Man,
Dallas,
I
they-
relate.
Not in all parts, I guess. That is crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
see, it
weird
is.
to
It's
see
so like
what.
temperamental, you know.
Yeah, and then
That's
there's
crazy.
also like certain areas I know I can make jokes. Like when we were in the PNW, made a couple like feelings. This is where gay people come to learn how to communicate and course correct people is the PNW. And so I made a couple jokes like that, brought the house down. Now, could I make those jokes in fucking Austin, Texas? Absolutely not. They won't laugh.
There are just certain
100%.
things you know
Yeah.
whether or not it's gonna hit.
Yeah, even in Austin, I made a couple jokes about the Iron Claw brothers. I was like, aren't they from Austin? And they were like, yeah. I was like, yeah. And they laughed.
Yeah.
It just depends. Really
Just
just
depends on the vibe.
Oh, and our opening night show was in New York. It was at the Gramercy Theater here. And I told this story about like, I think it was like a couple years ago, we were in New York and we were driving and we were in this like party bus because I didn't pay for it. Like the brand like bought this insane party bus, but there's only 3 of us. So we were sitting there like just
hella
Been that
room.
cold?
yeah,
Like, it's, like,
someone's back
cold and
is,
empty.
someone's facing me and we're like just sitting in there and it like has all the neon lights and shit.
Yeah, the lights are all going.
Yeah. And the guy was driving insane because it's New York. And I remember he almost like hit someone and they were both rolled down their windows. This dude's in a suit, like driving us in the car. And then he was like, the other guy was like, get the fuck out of here. Like they're like yelling and he's like, your mother. And then he rolls the window up. That joke killed in New York. Like they were like, oh my God, that's the funniest thing ever. I was like, but I couldn't tell that joke in fucking Denver. They wouldn't get
no.
it.
They would not
That's-
get it.
They're like, what about his mother? What does she have to do
Wait,
with
so
this?
how did it end?
Yeah.
His mom was there?
Yeah.
You're fighting for your...
I know. I thought that was the funniest. He's like, your mother, and then rolled the window up.
That's it. That was it. And the other guy was like, damn.
Yeah, he's like, he fucking got my ass.
Oh my God, I love that. I love the road rage.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
I know the isms here are like
Yeah,
hilarious. The
yeah.
things that people say
Yeah.
here are just unbelievable. You're both from Jersey?
Yep.
Okay,
Born and raised.
cool. And you want to stay in Jersey, not come to New York?
Nope.
Yeah, I feel you.
We come to New York a lot, but we leave.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
That's what
It's
we
one
like.
of
It's
those.
just not my vibe.
Yeah,
like
just
I
don't
don't
like
like.
agree.
cars.
I also
our
just
family's all in
don't
Jersey.
like people that much. Like to
Me
be
too.
like, you know what I mean?
Mashed up against each
like
other.
it's just too much. Like I need peace.
100%.
Like I need to be by myself.
Yeah.
Right.
And I don't think that I would find that in New York.
I know.
honestly.
No matter how many times I come here, I'm like,
Yeah.
I love it here.
I love
I
it.
could
Vibe.
never
Yeah, we
live
love it.
here.
Temporarily.
Could
We
never.
were just here for a show 2 days ago. Spontaneous
Yeah,
little
yeah.
date night.
We love
Nice.
coming in and out, but it's because it's a luxury to have it like close enough
100%.
Yeah.
where we can like just go home. But yeah, also like I just love my family and like we love being close to them. So
You're so me.
Yeah.
Both of you are so
And
me.
big
Yeah.
Targets, big Walmarts.
big
Girl,
Targets,
if we're going, if we're
I
going
could
to them,
fucking drive my car.
depends on when. Don't get me wrong. We're not going now, but
Yeah.
all big stores, super
Yeah,
stores.
for
and like
100%.
and parking. It's like a huge thing.
Oh
that's,
yeah,
that's how it is in LA
parking. We could go to a
too.
park and there'd be like
part.
2 people in it. It's like a beautiful thing. You know?
Yeah,
100%.
You need the distance.
100%.
What's like a dream goal of yours? What would be like a dream thing for you to do in your career? Both of you.
Ooh, I think, well, obviously, like, I want to get into acting, like, more roles. I would love to do, like, voice acting.
Oh, cool.
Like, I just think that would be so cool to do, just do, like, something animated. That
like
would be,
an
a
adult
really-
cartoon or like a kid's cartoon?
Probably an
or.
adult one
Yeah.
would be funny. It honestly, no, it could be anything because I could picture myself. We were just talking to everyone about
That's
like
what I was
just
gonna say.
like movies like Inside Out
Yep.
and like Element, all
Secret
these
Life of
movies. I'm like,
Pets.
I could fucking do that shit. too.
Secret
Like,
Life of Pets. We
yeah,
love that movie.
100%. Such a good
Elemental.
banger. Yes,
Fucked
Oh,
me
yeah.
up.
they were just telling us to
we
watch
haven't
it.
seen it. We have to see it.
You have to
Yeah,
watch
we
it.
haven't
Because
seen
we
that
love
movie
them.
is not for
That's like our
kids.
shit.
That movie has so many adult themes. It's crazy.
So serious.
Generational trauma,
Yeah, see?
immigration,
No,
racism,
oh my
interracial
God.
dating.
I
Crazy.
need to watch it. I'm gonna cry later.
I was watching.
Yeah, I'm gonna cry. That's the problem. I'll
when
just
I
be crying.
No, for real, I sobbed, and that's like Billy has a video of me because I was like, why would they make this movie? Like for what? Mind you, while I'm sobbing and having a nervous breakdown, I'm holding one of my Frenchies and he's going ah like in my arms, like he's like snoring so loud you can barely hear me, and I was like, how embarrassing! Don't post that anywhere. To my stomach. But to the acting gig too. I also was in the NBA commercial, so I get.
I
Hell
saw
yes.
you.
Yes,
I saw you.
Live. We watched it. That was sick. That was so sick.
fucking
But
funny.
I
so
want to
cool.
say to your point about like it's all like, oh yeah, this is so chill, and then when you get there and you start doing, you're like, all right, I'm a little, like there's
Yeah.
like, oh, this is for real.
I underestimated this.
And
They are serious. There are
honestly,
paid people
when
to
I'm
do it.
in situations like that too, I think to myself, damn, you guys really want to hire me? All right.
Like imposter
love you.
syndrome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's where I was
exactly.
at.
It is that vibe.
Right.
I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be this. There was like,
people
chill
are
out.
literally being paid like
Literally.
to
Yeah.
be here, like working, like on this set
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
now with me. Like
I was
it-
like
it
me
is
and
wild.
Kai Cenat. You know, when I think of the NBA, I
So
think of me
sick.
and Kai.
That's the first 2 people I think of. I bought both.
Me and
I got both of your
Wild.
jerseys.
So wild.
Both
And-
jerseys.
No, for real. That's what I'm saying. Why me and Kai Cenat?
Yeah.
I don't
My
know.
favorite
And they made
player.
us meet, and they were like, "Oh, we'll have you meet Kai right before." And I was like, "All right." Like we weren't in anything together, so like we filmed everything separately.
Right.
And he was doing Olympic stuff at the same time. I wasn't, so. They just like made us meet, and it felt like toddlers, like a play date. Like they're like, "Go on, go on," and then we were like, "Nice to meet you." And they're like,
Did you get to talk at all or no?
not really, honestly. He was like, first of all, he's this big, which
Little.
I mean, yeah. And he had the biggest security guard with him too. It was just
That
the two
is
of them.
Crazy.
And I
He's
was like-
so
He was actually
young.
just really average height, the security guard. But
Right,
Next
for real.
him.
No, for real.
Oh.
But
no,
that
he's a
that
big
was
dude. Yeah.
that one was crazy because it felt random, but then it also felt like hilarious because I was like, y'all picked me out of everyone. That's so funny.
wild.
Yeah,
but it was
That
sick.
was so
we
cool.
saw it. I was like,
Yeah, that was so sick. It was so cool.
I was like,
sick.
follow me,
Yeah.
Kelly. That was my one
We
line.
were like, put her in the game.
like
Put her in the game.
basketball. I love it.
And I was laughing too because when they sat me initially like to get ready for my shot, they were like going over like, oh, we need you to close this laptop and then get up, and then I was like, okay. And there's like probably 50 or 60 extras, and so all of the extras are varying ages. They all are dressed in different like jerseys, whatever. And they were like, some of them I think kind of knew me, but for the most part, no one really gave a fuck, which I was
Right.
cool with. And then when Kelly Rowland got there, it was all like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And I was like, wow, no reaction for me,
damn.
but okay, I
Damn.
guess Kelly Rowland
I
is
guess Kelly. Honestly, a star. Honestly, I love
right.
her.
And I think you
Right.
guys, you guys
I mean, she's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love
Sure.
Kelly. Don't get me wrong.
yeah, sure.
Justice for Kelly.
Yeah, and I think
Dilemma.
It's funny too because I feel like you guys know this too because we're like content creators first to brands. Sometimes they're like, well, we're filming with this other person. Do you want to just like go make a TikTok with them? And I'm like,
yeah, I'm
You're like, no,
I'm-
not really.
yeah, I'm like, I'm okay.
Yeah.
And they were
my
like,
brain doesn't work like that.
me
Yeah.
either.
I'm like, I'd rather just talk.
Me
Like, why do we
too.
I'm like, we're fucking idiots. Like, I fucking hate that shit, bro.
Me
Like,
too.
so
And
corny.
Yeah.
I feel so corny. And we're older. That's why I was like, you guys think
Yeah,
I'm
that's
16.
what- yeah.
I'm not. I'm an adult.
Yeah.
Like, if something happens organically,
Of course.
and it's like whatever,
that's
then
different.
it's fine, you
Yeah.
know. But no, the planned like,
Yeah.
no, I can't.
Because the other person they filmed with was Rosario Dawson, and there was another man, but I don't remember who it was. And they were like, do you want to film? You should film a TikTok with her. And I was like, I mean, do I need to, or do you guys just want me to?
like, you pitch me an idea. Think
Yeah.
of something right now.
Contractually,
on the
is
spot.
this, I would like, should I feel obligated to think of it?
yeah. Well, then it feels like
Am I being rude?
Right.
Like,
Exactly.
So then I was like,
yeah,
is
does she
it
expect it? Or?
necessary?
Yeah.
Or and they were like, no. My team was like, you should just go and do it. And I was like, all right. So they took me to go meet her, and then I met her, and she was so nice, and she
Yeah.
was like, oh yeah, they told me like something about TikTok, and I was like, yeah. What's crazy is like they do love TikTok.
Oh,
They
yeah,
just
for
have
sure.
no idea how it
Yeah,
works.
yeah.
So she was like, I was like, I do have something, but it was that audio of, I think it's one of the City Girls and Bobby Altoff when she's like trying to teach her how to cuss at people.
Oh, yeah.
And she's like, yeah, motherfucker.
Yeah, yeah,
And I
yeah.
showed it to her, and her team was like, no, no, no. And then she was like, I think that's hilarious. Let's do it.
Oh, okay,
And so then
hell
we were
yeah.
filming it together, and she's like, I fucked that one up. Can I redo it? And I was like, yeah. And so that we did it again. We did like 2 times, and her team was breathing down my neck. And I was like,
So pissed.
listen, she wants to do it. I don't even care anymore.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
she-
I will post it.
At this
damn.
point, I'm just recording her like this. I'm not even like I was like, she just wanted the footage.
I can't.
And so I was like, yeah. And then after we finished, I was sitting and I was like looking at stuff on my phone. She goes, do you mind if I see it? And I was like, no, of course not. And I showed it to her. She goes, we killed that.
Damn, good for her.
Yo,
Good
you
for her.
made her
Right?
fucking
She's
day.
a natural.
That's why
You
she was
really did.
giggling and laughing. And then
She's
they
a
told me,
natural.
yeah, you
Okay.
can't post it anywhere. And I said, all
Okay.
right, well,
Whatever.
the bonding experience was
Yeah,
fun.
it was a great time. Like,
Appreciate it.
Wait,
Had a lot
I
of
want to
fun.
see it actually.
Oh, and I have to tell you too about Kelly Rowland.
Uh-oh.
I just told this story to Trixie Mattel,
Mm-hmm.
but she gagged me because she was so nice and so sweet. And when she got there, everyone was like, oh my God, Kelly, I'm a huge fan. And she was so nice to everybody.
Aw.
And she was really good at her lines and stuff, and she was doing great. And then there was like, there's a lot of lulls, like when you're doing that stuff, so like you just kind of sit while they
Yeah.
rearrange and whatever. So we were kind of sitting, and I was just like, I'm not trying to be weird, so I wasn't trying to be like, so, Kelly, where are you from? Like, I didn't want to like act like I'm making small talk with
Singer,
her.
right?
Yeah.
You sang.
So we were like kind of just sitting next to each other and not really saying anything. And there was the extras. There was like a group of them, and there was one guy in the group, and he was like 50s-ish. And he walks over and he goes, hey, Kelly, huge fan. And then she was like, oh, thanks. And then he goes, because in the take right before that, she kind of goofed something. And she was like, oh, I'm sorry, I messed up. And so we just were resetting. And then he was like, when you messed up right there, I thought that was almost as funny as when Michelle fell in that one performance of your guys. I don't even know what I think I remember the performance he's referencing.
Yeah, I feel like
where
I
Michelle
know
fell on
something, yeah.
stage when they were performing as Destiny's Child. And so he says that, and he's like, I thought it was almost as funny as that. Starts laughing at his own joke. And then she, with no emotion, no humor, no nothing, she goes, yeah, that was actually a really traumatic time for her. I don't find things like that funny. Bitch, when I tell you, I was like, I'm sitting right next to her. I'm sitting right next, and I start going,
Who needs help? Someone needs
right,
help.
can we get a
I love that.
And I was like, it was
Yo.
so awkward. And then he was like, yeah, yeah. And then she goes, yeah, I don't find that funny. Like, she said it even louder.
Yo.
She just turns her head. And then he turns around, no community. All his friends that were with him ditched him. Like, they all
Looking
turned
away,
their backs.
I'm like-
Yeah, they all turned their backs like, don't look at me.
Oh my God, I was not expecting that energy from her.
No, and he was so humiliated. I think he left for the rest of
I
the
would have
day.
dipped.
I
Quit.
would've-
Don't
He's
pay
like,
me for this.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just
Paid
go lay
me.
in the street. I'll be right back.
You took a sick day.
I'm actually, I think I'm coming down
mental
with
health
something.
day. Yeah, I gotta take this shit off. Yeah, I can't do that.
And I was like,
How do you
oh my
continue
God.
after that? I would have to
It's like falling in the gym or something. You're like, I
Yeah.
gotta take a week
It's
off.
time
Yeah.
to go out.
They're
I
like,
can't come back
let me
from
sit
it.
my stupid ass down. That's how it feels.
I can't wear these line pants
That
anymore.
is
I gotta
me every time in
Right.
the gym, though.
I gotta wear
for
black
real.
necktie, lay low, maybe hit the car.
I know tomorrow I'm gonna wear a different outfit, a different extra outfit.
Yeah.
He literally like,
Poor
and then
guy.
like
Still
after
thinks
like,
about that.
right, I still think about it.
I know.
Even after like 20 minutes,
He's about that every day.
just after 20 minutes of silence, like she goes, I'm sure you didn't mean any harm by it, but that was really traumatic for her. And I don't
Doubles
find
up.
jokes like that funny. I never have.
She kept going.
And
like,
then he
"Damn,
was,
bitch,
he
you're the
goes,
person."
I really didn't mean anything by it. Like I really, a whole tone shifted, whatever. She's like, it's fine. It's fine. And he was like over familiar and rude. So like, it's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
And so then we were sitting there. And then after a couple more minutes, she goes, do you think I was mean? Like, do you think I was too much?
Aw.
And I go, girl, you could not have asked a better person. Because no, you weren't. In fact, I think you could have been meaner, Kelly.
Meaner, exactly.
Yeah, and I told her, can I be honest? I think you could have been meaner. And then she started laughing, and she goes, I just, like, don't find shit like that funny. And I go, and you better tell his ass,
No,
bitch.
for real.
And she started laughing, and I go, and can I say, that dude's been working up the
Oh
nerve
my
to say something for an hour. The fact that that's what he
For
chose,
sure.
hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah.
Insane.
Anything
Insane.
came out. Like, you had so much time.
Something like, it had nothing to do with Kelly at all. Like, yeah, she was in the group, but like, why are you
like
bringing
worse.
her? Yeah, like, she don't care about her
She said,
falling.
fuck 50, fuck what I do.
Oh my God. The fact that
Yeah.
she was thinking about it though, like,
Yeah.
sometimes I do walk away from situations. I'm like,
No, of course, but very
you
normal.
know?
Me too.
But
especially
That's a
with
normal
fans.
human
Have you guys
reaction
had
if you-
that? Where you walk away from a
Yes.
weird fan
Erika
encounter?
always is
Yeah.
like, was I rude? I'm like, no,
yeah,
you were so
sometimes,
nice.
too.
Like,
sometimes I'm like, was I think for the most part,
every
I'm
time you're
always
so nice.
I am like a
Yeah.
nice person. Like
Yeah.
I'm
Same.
never like a dick unless you're like drunk and all over me and forcing me to fucking follow you and
Yeah.
like cornering me
Yeah.
and shit. Like no.
And even
That
then,
is
you're
dramatic.
probably still
Like,
too nice.
Of course, you're.
I'm still too
she's,
nice.
Yes,
Me too.
She's never. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
I'm
It's a
still
fan.
too
and
nice.
you always
I'm
want
like,
to be nicer. That's the
how
thing.
could I put my foot down? But this bitch is drunk as fuck, so
Yeah.
she's not gonna get
That-
it. You know?
Yeah, and then you start feeling like that's. I'm not even kidding. That's how I feel too. Because sometimes fans, like I love meeting fans. I don't mind
course.
meeting fans.
Of course.
But sometimes they don't read rooms, and it's just
Yeah.
like the worst ones. I've had one at the gynecologist. I've had one at the bank.
That's insane.
I've had one at the bank on the fucking phone after she took all my private information. Then she goes, huge fan, by the way.
Oh,
Girl, I'm going to get you fired. Why are you doing this?
No.
And even though I think one of the worst ones was like both my dogs, I have Frenchies, which like, yeah, obviously they're like little fucking, they're going to die at any moment's
Oh
notice.
my God.
Like, in fact,
chill the fuck out.
in fact, they're sprinting towards death and I'm trying really hard to stop them. Like that's what it feels like.
Stop.
They're so destined to die. I don't know why that is, but like,
Dude, chill the fuck
I'm
out.
telling you, it's awful.
She's talking as like the breed, not
breed,
personally
the
breed.
Oh, I'm like your dog.
No, I'm
like,
sure those dogs.
what is-
I can't wait for them to die. Like,
No, they're
that's-
sprinting
That's what
towards
Erica's
death.
hearing. Erica's like, no,
I was like,
they're
what
gonna
is
be okay.
happening?
I'm
No.
standing in front of
Like,
them,
they
like,
have-
please
The
stop.
They have lots of
breed.
But yeah.
They were, I think actually, I
Okay.
was just talking about it. The wiener dogs are the new Frenchies.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
true. That's very true.
Yeah.
They
Like
are.
But
one
with
of my
less health issues.
yeah, exactly, and they're being
Yeah.
bred a
Yeah,
ton.
Yes.
exactly.
So
Makes
like
sense.
Sad.
the Frenchies I adopted, right? So I fostered my second one. He's deaf, right? And so like my first one and my second one, my first one I call him like my peanut allergy baby because he's allergic to everything.
Oh my.
Did you know dogs can be allergic to protein? Yeah, that's true.
Protein
both
in
of 'em-
general?
Yeah, in all proteins. So like they're allergic to the shit inside the protein, but they need protein to survive.
Yeah.
Right. So I have to buy both my dogs a prescription vegan kibble. Yeah, bitch. So I'm always
dog
like, you
food.
want a Frenchie? They're great if you have money. If you have a
Holy
lot of money and
shit.
time, they're great. They're awesome because they don't need to be walked and they don't bark and they don't like whatever. But yeah, girl, I order prescription fucking kibble from my
I've never
dogs.
heard of prescription food.
Girl, and I literally was like, what the fuck is in this shit? Because when I first ran out of it, I was like, I can't give my dog anything else. I can't give him anything
They're
else.
not gonna eat.
Yeah, he's not gonna. Well, and I knew like my first dog, it's squid and tuna. My firstborn is squid.
Aw.
My second is tuna.
So cute.
And so
love those
squid has a lot of allergies, obviously. But he went through a phase where he would vomit all the time, always. So like anytime he ate, anytime he drank water, anytime he got excited, it was just anything. And I was taking him to vets for a year. I was like constantly taking him to vets. And they kept telling me, he's a Frenchie. And I was like, okay, that doesn't mean it's normal or okay.
Yeah, like.
So then I had to find a literal French bulldog specialist, like
my
a specialist vet, take him there. And then she's the one who diagnosed his protein allergy or whatever. And she was like, is it vomit or is it like regurgitation? And I was like, what's the fucking difference? And she was like, vomit is like there's a lot of heaving and like, and she's like, regurgitation is more of spitting.
Yeah, it's like foam.
Right. And I remember distinctly telling her, you know that scene in The Exorcist when her head spins all the way around and then the black stuff shoots out like venom? What do you call that? That's what it is.
That's scary.
That lizard in the car in Jurassic Park. What do you call that? That's what it is.
Neither of those actually. We gotta get him in here.
I gotta phone a friend for this one.
I was like, is that classified as regurgitation? Because like, and also he was going through a phase where he was throwing up on only rugs in my house.
Oh,
only
awesome.
rugs.
No,
felt
that's so
all felt
sweet.
Found
so
comfort.
So
He found
sweet.
comfort in the rug.
I one time
too.
I was watching him and I was going pee and I couldn't see him because he wandered away from me and I was home alone. And then I heard him starting to go like, and I knew he was going to do it. I was like, squid, while I'm sitting on the toilet because I just got a brand new rug and it was in my room. And I got out and he was laying on the wood at first. Got up to throw up on my rug. Got off to lay on the wood.
Love that.
I love
Those are
that.
so
funny.
funny. They're really so funny.
They're so funny like that.
No.
The only inconvenient spot to throw up. He likes.
They're gonna go find it. They're
I wonder why. Like, does it feel like grass to them?
maybe it's the comfiness of it. Maybe he
Yeah.
just wants to hurt my feelings.
Yeah,
probably.
maybe he just is like, fuck
He's
you.
just like,
bro.
whatever, she
I
can
don't
afford
give
it. It's
a-
fine.
Who gives a fuck?
I had to take him one time. I took him to the emergency vet because he was like throwing up all night, and I was so worried about him. And then I thought he was dying, like for real, I did. And so we were like, both my fiance and I were crying and stuff in the waiting room, waiting to like hear back from the doctor. And then the nurse came in. She's like, "Oh, okay, here's his stuff for this and this." And we're like, "Okay." She goes, "By the way, I'm such a big fan."
Oh.
And then she was looking at me. She goes, "Can I get a picture?" And then I was so taken aback. I go, "Do you mind if I find out if my dog's dying first, and then maybe I'll get back to you after if the news is good?"
She said, well, the test is going to take 30 minutes.
So
You're not doing anything anyway. So.
yeah,
I mean, everyone just
you're
wait.
just gonna
but,
be sitting here.
you're pretty-
So
yeah. Right now, it would be the best time.
really, if we're being realistic about it,
I actually have to clock out in a couple minutes. So I
I'm
will.
taking my
I will-
lunch, so
and
I guess.
I
Wish
don't
you the
know
best.
what's worse after I said that to her. She
That's
goes,
hilarious.
"Yeah, sure."
Oh, okay. The attitude, like
Like
that,
she's pissed off.
Yeah.
like it's your fault. Like,
Yeah,
I have
what?
a gecko I have to go
Yeah.
do a cold check on.
Bro,
She's like,
read
well, that-
the fucking room.
Yeah, that's why I was
bro.
asking if that's ever happened to
Read
y'all.
the
Yeah.
room
In a way where you're like, and then it sucks because after you leave, you're like,
Of course.
oh
you
my
feel
god, do they
bad.
hate me?
Yeah.
Like I was like, I don't want to. Why am I
That
following
is
drill?
insane.
Like
that
that's
is insane.
Yeah,
I safe to say that was insane.
the
I've
sick
had-
dog is crazy.
I've had some really pretty bad ones. Like one time, I think like the first time I went to Coachella with Brittany, we made the grave mistake of walking through GA. I don't know why we did that. I think we
Ooh.
thought it would be faster. We were walking and it was horrifying. And then I
Right.
remember it felt like that scene in Battle of the Bastards in Game of Thrones when Jon Snow's
never
like,
watched
Yeah.
have you seen it?
Of course.
Okay, he's being suffocated by bodies, and then it's
Such
like
a
this
crazy
big,
scene.
like drone shot of him. It's one singular man under a bunch of dead bodies.
Yeah.
That's how it felt.
That's how you were.
Right, like that scene in World War Z where all the zombies are falling over. That's how it felt. Like it was just like, ah,
You
like
guys are
being overrun.
brave as fuck for doing that.
Yeah, that was the dumbest thing we've ever done. And so I remember we were walking, and this girl was like, we were getting grabbed and pulled a bunch, which was awful. And then this girl was like, "Oh my god, I fucking love you," and I was like, "Thanks." And then she was like, "No, I love you," and she grabbed both my arms, which I hate being touched. And so I was like, "Okay," and then she literally was like trying to pull me in and kiss me on the lips.
Oh.
Bitch was on fucking E.
She
What
was
the
on
hell is
Molly.
she doing?
No, for real.
Sure.
I
What the
genuinely think
fuck?
so. She was on something, and she like tried to come in for a kiss. Girl, you would have thought I literally was like two-hand pushed her back, and I said, "Oh, don't do
justified.
that shit to me. Don't you do that to me." And she was like, "I just love you. I just think you're so great."
Oh my god, go vibe over there.
That
Or
is
fucking
wild.
touch Brittany.
Touch
Fucking do that shit,
Brittany needs a kiss. Go
Sorry,
kiss her.
Brittany. Sorry, Brittany. If you got to be slower than me. You got to speed up.
Oh my
because-
god, so it took you 5.5 hours to get to one stage to another,
Yep,
probably.
yep. That was not faster at all. In fact, it was awful. In fact, it was horrifying and awful and terrible.
No. Have you gone to Coachella since? Like,
I went this year.
oh, you did?
Yeah.
How, were the vibes?
They were a lot better this time.
They were. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
and like this makes me sound like an asshole. I'm sorry, but like we go artist, so it's like
Oh, I'm
easier.
sorry.
It's easier that way.
Sorry.
My
Yeah, it
point
does
being,
make you
No,
sound
no.
like
no.
I prefaced it. That's why I prefaced. I made
Nah,
sure.
you're right. No.
That makes me sound like a dick, but there's just no other way I can go.
No,
that's the
it's
way to go.
facts.
If you can do
Otherwise,
it.
I'm World War Z. I'm literally
No,
Will Smith,
no.
and I'm
And you would
Legend.
too.
I'm
And you
getting
would too.
fucking overrun by
You're
the
not
zombies.
equipped. Like,
No, it's just
no.
not working out anymore.
No, that's sick.
But
I
I'm
love
glad
that.
you guys don't have too many bad experiences.
No,
with
no,
fans.
there's
No.
always just like here and there, just like drunk people.
That's how I feel too.
Feeling
Yeah.
so weird.
One-offs.
I did
But-
have a therapist at one point that I felt like she knew me, like she didn't say it, and I was
Really?
like,
That's the rough one.
That was like weird, so I had to let that go.
Yeah.
I was like, haven't been since. Rubbed me the wrong way. So
I have a great reference for you
Okay.
then, if you want one. Because I actually asked someone in the industry too, because I was deathly afraid of that shit.
yeah.
I was like, no, this is where I need to unload my baggage. If I find out you know me, I'm gonna kill myself, and
no.
that's on you.
That's what I thought.
And that's like, yeah, and that's
That's on
you.
your hands.
And
So
that's-
I'll make sure of it.
Yep.
100%. I will take that.
No, yeah, that one's
Perfect.
rough.
I feel the same way though about the therapy thing. My therapist now, she asked me to when I first started working with her. She was like, because I had to tell her like what I do and stuff, and she was like, well, I do have a question. Do you want me to look you up? Like, do you want me to go and familiarize myself, or would you rather me just not look at you at all online and just kind of have this? And I was like, I don't mind.
Question, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I don't mind. I mean, if you want further context to my job, you are more than welcome to. I don't mind. And I was like, she's like, yeah, I just want to get to know you a little bit better in terms of how other people see you, because I talk about
yeah,
dealing with this in
Okay.
therapy. And I was like, okay. And I said, well, yeah, you could also like, I was like, if you wanted more context, you could read my book too. And then my fiance goes, what, are you doing a plug? And actually available at all Barnes & Nobles. You absolutely can go get that
I'll get
too.
you a signed copy the next time.
It's like, my man was like, what are you doing a fucking plug in therapy for? I was like, I didn't mean to. I was just telling her if she wanted to.
No, the ask is fine though. I
Yeah.
think
Yeah, of
I think
course.
that's
That's
pretty
fair.
especially if it's within like that's what you're talking about. So,
I agree.
you know.
The next
Yeah.
session, she's like, so this one video.
She's like, Drew, I actually really love the last video. You know, it's crazy. I'd be like, bitch, now this is why I didn't want to do
It gets
this.
crazy. It gets
I
crazy.
know. That's why I was
What'd
like,
you mean
please don't,
by,
please don't, please don't. That's like my worst nightmare. Even so, I've even told people too, I'm like, sometimes I don't want to talk about it.
Yep.
Like, I don't want to
100
talk about
for
what I
sure.
do. I'm cool. Like, if I go to things in spaces where people know me or knew me before this, like, you know, baby showers, weddings,
Right,
like
right.
shit like that, I'm always like, we don't need to talk about what it is I do. But a lot of times I think people just want to, which is like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
It's
more
one of those
curious.
things.
Yeah.
yeah.
Curiosity.
One time my
for you too.
aunt and uncle were with me, my mom's brother and his wife, and we were in like Big Bear or something, and she was getting a little drunk. And then at one point she goes, your uncle told me I'm not allowed to ask about work, but I really want to.
Yeah.
Been there before. Yeah, been there before.
I'm not
Or have
supposed
the
to,
family
but I'm
members
gonna.
that think they have like fantastic ideas, like the
Yeah, the
I'm-
idea
She's
is.
like, you should do the. Oh my God, Erika,
The idea.
that would be so fun. I'm like, yeah.
She's like, I got a
And then
great
they're like,
pitch
wait-
for you.
Yeah, dead ass. She will pitch a video every
And then
time
they
she
like
sees it.
sit
I'm
back like, all right, go ahead, start it. Like, like yeah, what?
What's
First of all,
stopping
I
you?
don't want to. And second of all, I'm not doing it in general.
I was just being kind. I wasn't.
So
I was
funny.
humoring.
They're
Yeah.
trying. They're trying.
You're like, can't believe that you're not like, just, you got it. I just gave you the blueprint.
Right? Like,
you're going to go viral. man.
as they're talking, they're like, why aren't you writing this down?
Yeah.
Shouldn't you be writing this down?
Can't believe it. Yeah.
Oh my God, plugs! I've never been like,
Oh,
I have
man,
an idea.
that's
I've
the-
never gotten that.
No,
I don't
I
think
have.
I've gotten that.
No, some people do. My mom does too. I call my mom my manager because she's like so funny. She's like, how many followers do you have now? Like she literally looks at my analytics and
She'll be like
studies
this.
it.
Erika, I think you should post around 7 p.m. because
She is so cute.
It's like-
I
and then
fucking love my mom.
There was
Like,
2 videos ago that I remember 1 hour in, like she'll like be like,
hi
every
Erika,
vi-
put that video on TikTok, put it on Instagram. It's gonna do good. I'm like, Mom, they're not gonna get it. It's a trend
Literally.
on TikTok. They're not gonna get it on Instagram.
One time we called her, we're like, "Yeah, did you see the video?" She said, "What video?"
Yeah,
like
she's
if she misses
if
it by
she's
30
not there
minutes,
within the
she's
minute,
like,
yeah.
"Oh no." Oh. And then she'll give a huge excuse. No, because I was doing the laundry.
Yeah,
this
she's
is
like,
why
I
I
have
didn't
so many
see it.
excuses.
This is why I didn't see it. I
so
would have
funny.
seen it immediately, but right as you posted, I must have put my phone.
But
Your
she
mom's
be
your
pitching
number one
funny-
fan.
Oh, yeah.
Number one fan.
I
We're 1
love
in 1,
that. Yeah,
but I'll give
yeah.
her 1 for sure.
They have to fight it out.
She deserves number 1. She made her. I can't take number 1.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I love your mom's like, all right, let's talk strategy.
Okay.
All right, you want to grow?
Oh,
Let's
oh,
talk
gosh.
strategy. Your mom,
Oh, yeah, no,
She
I was
really
like,
is.
are we actually? Because
She
my
is.
mom.
No, your
She's
mom.
like, print out all your
My mom.
analytics on your latest stories. Like she would
She
if she
literally does that.
She
She
is
does.
so
She compares
funny.
it side by side.
could.
I think that's so fun. What's the coolest thing you guys have gotten to do so far?
Coolest.
You've done a lot
We
of
are
really
so
cool things.
fortunate.
last
I
couple
want to
years.
preference that
Yeah.
we are so fortunate, and
We
it's
really are.
such a blessing that we
Fuck.
get to do things.
I know you've done so many cool things the
Oh
last
my
couple
God.
years.
Yeah, for real. Like I just like even silly things. Like we were just at like an Epic Universe like
Yeah.
opening.
Oh my God, how
like,
was
the
it? I'm
thing.
going in July.
It was
It was-
really cool.
I'm
It was
excited.
really
So
cool.
cool.
But it's just
excited.
like experiences like
Yeah.
that is just like so sick. I will mention like
yours was-
the Scotland trip for
Oh,
traders.
for traders, yeah.
Was the coolest experience.
Oh
like-
yeah, all my friends on it.
Yeah,
I wasn't
Kathy, you were
invited.
there.
Perfect, yeah.
No,
Perfect.
You should have came.
Perfect, yeah.
You should have been there.
Loved it,
No,
yeah.
You would have been the vibe. It was a really good trip. I think honestly
cool.
because of the people too that were there.
Yeah, it was
You
like
guys had a good group.
But they did a really good job. We were just in Iceland.
Iceland
like
was amazing
2
with
months
Amazon.
Oh,
ago.
that's right. How was Iceland?
Amazon did such an
Really,
amazing
really
trip.
so
It was like-
cool. Like it was. We were kind of in the middle of nowhere.
It was.
So
I was like, I could get it when I get
Yeah.
there. There was not a gas station for sale.
nothing.
Nothing.
Like just our hotel.
We had like
Yeah.
off-road cars and stuff. They were like,
Shit.
Yeah,
street,
but we
like-
did like ice cave.
No, it was
like we
amazing.
were
It
in
was so
ice
cool.
caves, and we did some pretty cool
Yeah.
stuff there. But it's just places that we wouldn't plan a trip to like
for-
go
yeah.
to ourselves. And
Yeah.
we're just lucky.
Or
enough
never
to, like,
thought you'd be
go.
able to go.
Yeah, like with a brand. So, yeah.
Yeah, we've had
There's so many.
That reminds me,
Lots of good
I loved your guys' like logging of your. Where'd you go? Japan.
Japan.
Oh, Japan.
I loved your guys' stories on
Oh,
it.
thank
I've never
you.
been to Asia, so I'm so
oh my
like
God.
curious.
You have
We
to
talked
go.
about it.
It's so
Even
sick.
yesterday, I was like, I just want to go back.
Did you-
Honestly, it's
It
like
really is just such a vibe. The
Oh.
people are just so nice.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so slow moving, but also fast, but respectful. Like it's just like
convenient, efficient.
the food,
like
everything is
they have it
perfect.
figured out over there. It's
They
like
really
perfectly
do.
yeah, they
figured
got
out.
it on lock.
Yeah.
over
Every
there.
toilet there is
Has a
so
bidet.
clean and has a bidet.
Yeah.
Like literally, you will
Plays
go to the
music,
train
like, if
station.
you're
Oh, a
embarrassed.
They'll have a
bidet.
bidet. I'm like,
Hates to see me coming a bidet.
You're like,
Hell yeah. I see, yeah, I'm looking forward to going tonight. With the bidet,
It
yeah.
really is. It's a game
No, yeah,
changer.
it
I
changed our
wasn't
lives.
about the bidets until we left Japan. I was
feel
like,
that.
I don't think I could ever sit on a regular toilet.
For
like,
sure.
I know, I've heard
real.
it's so clean and it's so like cool.
There's
Like,
just
lots
so
of cool
much to
shit
see.
do.
Like I feel like we banged out like a lot of places, but
Yep.
there's still so much shit
That you
like,
didn't
to see.
cover?
Yeah,
Did you guys do those Mario Karts?
we
did not.
didn't.
Nah, just because I kind of heard it was. It's like
we
a.
kind of ruled that one out.
Yeah.
I heard that too.
I'm like,
and I heard you have to book it like 6 months in advance.
and you got to get a driver international.
Yeah, you have to get
driver's
like a different
license.
driver's license, which is like a whole other thing. This
We
fucking
saw 'em
real
out there,
ID
though.
shit. Like I can't. like I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I know,
my
I
driver's
give up.
license is barely active.
I know I'm
I
traveling with
fucking-
just my passport
yeah.
at this
No,
point.
same.
Because
I'm
I'm like, I can't be bothered.
It's fine.
Can't do it.
They're
It's fine,
they're
it's
asking
fine.
me for too much at this
Too
point.
much information. You're like, fine. Do you want to pick? Do you want a picture? Fine.
Go ahead,
TSA.
take it. Well, I do have some fun facts about y'all. Would you like to hear them?
Shit.
How?
Sure.
We're hard pivoting, hard
Oh my God,
lefting.
hard pivot.
Hard pivoting. Okay, we did kind of. Me not telling any of my guests. We changed the kind of format of the show.
Shut up. This is so fun. Why did
not
I start sweating? Like,
They're fun, Erica. It's fun.
It's fun,
facts,
it's fun,
right?
It's fun. It's fun. It's fun. It's fun. Okay, so. Well, first it says, I already knew this about y'all though, but it says Eric and Scott met at a bar in New Jersey on November 22nd, 2014 and got engaged exactly 6 years later.
Yep.
Why is that so specific?
It's a fact. It is. No, it's 100% true. I planned it. I planned it on the day we met.
Me
On
getting
the day we
scared
met.
of how much detail
No,
was
it's
in there.
true. It's true.
you're like, Erica was wearing this, and she was
100%
in
right.
this place, and yes, that is
For
true.
sure,
He
yeah.
did plan it that way.
That is very
I did
cute
plan
though.
it.
To
was
plan
a-
on the same day that you
Yeah.
met.
Yes,
That
that
is
is
so
true.
cute.
Are we like debunking stuff, or like
Yeah.
is that the vibe?
Yeah,
Okay, that
you
is
can
true.
you comment on it
Oh,
if you'd
okay.
like.
That
yeah.
is that is true. Very special.
That one is
New
true.
Jersey love story.
I feel like it's a lie detector. We're like,
Right, for
True.
real. Like the Vogue lie detector test. This one says that Erica's dream man is Joe Jonas.
Yes.
not
yes.
true. Not true. Scott is her teammate. Joe
False.
Jonas is.
You know, it changes. Sometimes it changes. Like right now, no. You know, a couple months ago, yeah. You know, it just
And
kinda
that's not good for me
changes.
because if it changes often, What about me?
Yeah, he's like, well, I can't grow my hair
He's
back that
sitting right
fast.
here.
I
He's
can't
sitting
sing.
right here.
I can't play a guitar, and I don't have any brothers, so I'm fucked.
So I'm kind of
fucked.
0 for 3. Have you met the Jonas Brothers?
I have.
Me too.
I have.
How was it?
How was your vibe? No,
It
let
was
me ask
cool.
you first.
It was cool. We'll talk about it for real after, but it was cool.
we will for sure talk about it for real.
It was cool. They were really nice.
Yeah.
I met well, first off, my lore, I was a huge fucking fan.
Were you?
Bitch, I
Okay,
was
cool.
balls deep in that shit.
Oh my God.
You could not get me to stop talking about
Is
them.
that like Disney Channel vibe?
Girl,
Like,
I
Disney
was
Channel,
like,
yeah.
and it was funny because at the time, I think it was like 6th grade when I started like obsessing over them. Because before that, my sister and I were super into My Chemical Romance, so it was a real hard left.
wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
My mom was like, "I'm scared, but I'm supportive."
Like, no,
Like, when we were like,
It was a fad. It was a fad.
I'm so afraid, but I'm supporting. Like when we were super into My Chemical Romance at the time. That was actually my very first concert ever.
Really?
Was the Black Parade.
Oh my!
I saw it when I was
iconic,
10.
Honestly, like,
Yeah,
at that time.
And my mom took us. My mom took me and my sister.
So
and
scared.
Yeah, she's like, I'm so afraid, but I'm so happy for you guys. My mom's been such a writer.
As long as you
for
guys are
fucking
together,
ever.
that's all. You guys are just having the best relationship.
Quality time is important. That's what you were talking about your mom. I love my mom too. I'm obsessed with my mom. So it's the same thing.
best.
And then when my sister and I moved on to the Jonas Brothers, we were, my sister was a Joe girl because she's a lesbian. And
right,
so
right.
Naturally that's the
That makes
pipeline.
sense, yeah.
And some people
I
say,
didn't know that. I had no idea.
oh yeah, it's like bi girls and eventual
Yeah.
lesbians like Joe.
Oh, okay.
Outright just no discussion about it. Lesbians
Yep.
are Kevin girls.
Oh, okay.
Straight girls are Nick girls.
I learned something new today, obviously.
Yeah, there's a lot of lore to it.
that.
So
Yeah.
and
Okay,
so
there's a lot going on.
yeah,
Yeah.
Joe Jonas looked like a pretty girl at one point, so that's why
I
my
think that's
sister
what it
was
is.
like,
Camp
I'm
Rock
rocking with
days.
that.
That's what it is.
Camp Rock Day was fun.
Yeah, when he had the long hair, my sister's like,
Yeah.
a lesbian.
That was the vibe.
I'm into it.
A blazer, I love it.
When they were like
Scarf.
straightening their fucking hair and like bumping the
Yes.
ends. Yeah,
Yeah,
girl.
that was wild.
What a
It was
time.
what a time. So we were super obsessed with them. I think I went to like 5 or 6 of their concerts.
Oh,
like,
you were like for real, for
Oh,
real.
yeah,
you were
girl.
about it.
our room was like wall to wall posters from like J14. Remember those magazines?
Oh my
like
God.
People, Teen
Oh, I do
Vogue, like
What
Bop.
a fucking
Remember that
Magazines
Magazines
were that
throwback.
era.
Right.
Of
Those
magazines was
magazine
so. I love
companies.
magazines.
I know, but me
me
too.
My
too.
dad used to work for those, like
Those kinds
yeah.
of like the teeny bopper
Yeah,
ones.
yeah.
And I remember I think it was when I was in like later middle school, my sister was like about to go to high school. We saw this like sweepstakes that was like you could win tickets to see the Jonas Brothers and meet them, and you could go to their concert and stuff. And I was like, all you had to do was make a fan video, like a video about like
They
being
love
a
a fan video.
Oh, they
God
love
damn,
still to
they
this
love the
day.
fan
They love a fan
videos,
video.
yeah.
And they literally were like, you have to make it and put it on YouTube and then like submit it via email because YouTube was like brand new at the
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
And so I was like, well, obviously we have to do it and we're gonna win. And I remember too, we were like, at first we were just giggling and like talking about why we loved them because that was like the premise. My mom watched it and she goes, this is boring, you have to redo it, like you need a hook, like you need something. My mom
always
starts
knew.
my
She
mom
had
starts
the vision.
directing. Like my mom literally scrapped our whole video, made an entirely new one. She's like, you should act like this in this scene and then we'll switch to this scene. Mind you, we had no cameras. We were using like shitty little laptop cameras, but they weren't Max because we were poor. So they were like these terrible little cameras and like the quality is grainy as fuck. And my mom was like, yeah, we'll edit it all together. My sister's teaching herself editing.
What a queen.
Like
No.
on her computer.
Off of the Joe Bros,
Your mom's
man.
just- no.
For the
Joe
Jonas
Bros.
Brothers, mind you, we send it in. Turns out, like, my sister didn't know what the tri-state area was. Like, she thought it was just, like, nationwide. Obviously, that's over here. Yeah, this bitch literally goes, like, well, it said tri-state area. I just thought that was just, like, any state. And I go,
Well, that's not what
well,
that
we're
says.
never gonna meet them now. Fast forward all these years later.
Wow.
A couple years ago, when they did their Broadway run,
Oh,
like,
Oh, yeah,
that
we
was
went.
sick.
Nights.
Yeah, we
We
went.
went.
when that happened, I said, I gotta go to that shit.
100%.
I gotta go to that
100%.
shit.
Those were good.
Nights 1 and 2 I went to, I was
great.
like, yeah.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
went to 2.
Yeah, but I
answered.
worked with SeatGeek. And when I worked with
that's
them to get the tickets, my pitch for the thing was like, I was going to put clips of my fan video that I had on YouTube. You can't find it, it's hidden. But I literally was like, I'm gonna put it in an ad, and that's what I did. So when I did that video for SeatGeek, they loved it, whatever, posted it in exchange for the tickets. The Jonas Brothers team saw that video, and then they reached out to me. That was when Waffle House had just come out, and they were like,
my
"We
God.
love, like, we heard you're a big fan." I was like, I was a big relax, like relax, okay.
I would say I'm more of a fan now. Supporter. You could say
Passing
supporter.
fan. And like, I think it's also too because I've talked frequently about having written fan fiction about them.
Oh shit!
And I like,
That's
yeah, and some
hilarious.
people were like, you should read it to us. And I was like, I don't know where it is. And if I did, I would never read it to y'all. But I hand wrote that shit like a colonial woman.
Dedicated.
Just wrote it by hand with a pen.
Sealed it with wax.
Exactly. Sent it with a carrier
The
pigeon.
candle. They walked out the room like, no, turn the light on. Like,
For real. And I literally, when I made the content with the Jonas Brothers, everyone in my comments was like, did you tell them about the fanfic? I said, yo, chill.
why would
Honestly,
I
I
tell
would
them
block
about
you. Yeah,
Why would I tell them about that?
bitch. Like, stop bringing it up.
Yeah.
You guys are my ops.
Yeah.
They don't know about that.
Why would I tell them that?
No, they're nice brothers, and they're from New Jersey, so that's why we fuck with them.
Yeah.
Just
Jersey vibes.
Jersey vibes.
I'm
But
glad.
I was like a late bloomer.
Oh,
Like
really?
I liked them growing up, but I liked when they rekindled their whole thing and then came back together, and I was
Tea.
like, they're actually pretty fucking good. Like
Yeah.
I fuck with this.
Yeah, that's
So,
how my friend Alex is. Or
Yeah.
she's my agent too. But she
Yeah.
was like, she loved the later stuff.
Yeah.
So she came with us, and me and my sister were geeking and tweaking on night 1 and 2. I was like, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that
What's
was
so
their,
funny is night 1,
Oh, yeah, 'cause
I
it's
took my
different
man
albums.
and my cousin Adam. I took both of them. And they both wanted to kill themselves because they've never been to a concert where you could hear screaming like that, which
Oh
I
my
feel like I'm just
God.
desensitized to it now.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's
tight
jarring.
No, it
venues,
is.
tight venue.
And I've
Yeah.
gone to like too many.
Yeah.
Listen, you guys are great, but it's like when I'm there, it's like I feel like the dad. I'm like making sure everyone gets to the bathroom and back. Like it's like so.
That's so true.
The
It's
amount
true.
of like overwhelming support they have, they could do anything. Like
Yeah,
wink.
for real.
and
It's crazy.
over.
Yeah, they're riding a wave of nostalgia for
Yeah.
sure.
100%.
And it's funny too because my friend Alex, her husband Steven, is the same way where he's like, yeah, they're cool and I'll go to the concerts and stuff. And I remember one time she had tickets to their show because they're from Canada, so they were in Vancouver, and she had tickets to their show or something, and her flight got canceled, so she couldn't go, and so she was staying at my house. And so her husband was like, I'll go with your friends. So he went with her friend by himself, like went to the concert and watched the whole thing. And then he said, like, I think it was like going into hour 2. He was like, how much longer do you think it is?
They have so many songs. Like, so
Yeah,
many
their catalog is insane.
It's like
Insane.
3.5 hour concert.
No,
Crazy.
it's wild.
Yeah, the only person I was able to sit through that with was Beyonce's concert.
Oh,
It
I
felt like it
just
was 20
went.
minutes.
I just went.
Oh
That
my God, was it so fun, Cowboy Carter?
it was fabulous.
Unbelievable.
She's incredible.
She can
really
do no
is.
wrong, honestly. Actually, I take back what I said earlier. When I met her, that was the other time I was nervous.
Oh,
that
I'm
makes
sorry.
Just the two of
That
them,
makes
yeah.
so much sense.
That should have been top of mind. That is crazy.
Yeah, meeting her was nuts.
Yeah.
Were you
that's-
shitting yourself?
Yeah, because I had no idea what was going to happen. I had a feeling she was going to be there because they had told us like, well, first of all, they were like, when I got invited to the launch party, they said no, absolutely no +1s, which normally when they say that means someone
Yeah.
famous is coming that they
Yeah.
don't want. And so I was like, okay, well, if it's Beyonce, I have to go. Because normally when they say no +1, I'm like, well, then you will not see +3.
Yeah, right.
Because I'm like, take so many people with me everywhere that I'm
Yeah, I
like,
need
okay, +6.
support. Yeah.
Final ask +3. Final ask
It's like a
+2.
kid's graduation. Like, listen, the whole
Yeah.
I don't care. The whole family's coming. I'm
I was like,
Literally
if
the
you want me
vibe.
to come, then
Two
you gotta
tickets.
let my family come.
like, it's over. Like,
You want Drew to be there? Give me a
Oh
+2.
my God,
And
that
so-
is crazy.
That one I was like, I knew Brittany was going, so she had texted me about it. So I was like, yeah, we'll go together. And we were talking about it, but they didn't send the address of where it was at until like an hour before the party.
Whoa.
So then I was like, okay, she's absolutely gonna be there, but I didn't think we were gonna meet her. So then when we were there, we were kind of just hanging out, and then she eventually came out and walked around with Tina and Blue, and we were like, that was more than enough for me. I was
Yeah, the
like
walk
she
around.
was
Being
right over
in
there.
the
That's
same
crazy.
room.
Right. I
It's
was
crazy.
like, that's nuts. Like, I can feel the aura from here. This is more than enough.
This is good.
And then when it was over, we were walking out, and then one of the girls from Sacred was like, you two come with me, like to me and Brittany. And I was like, and I said, come with me. And she goes, what's going on? I go, I don't know, but lock in. I don't know, but lock in. I can't do this. I'm nervous. I was like me, like already freaking out. and they took us behind this curtain. And then we were standing back there forever, and it felt like we were trying to make small talk. Like, we were like, it's kind of hot back here, huh? Yeah, like, these walls are real.
Nervous.
Like, we're just
So
talking about
nervous.
shit, and I go, I think we should stop talking because I'm going to throw up. And she goes, me too. So we were just going the whole time, just sitting there in silence.
Oh, my God.
And I felt like if I said the wrong thing, they'd be like, get this bitch
You're
out of
like,
here.
I changed my mind.
Yeah, or
One-
they'd
one
pull a
person
lever,
looked-
and I'd fall through the floor.
One person just, who are they? Trying not to make eye.
I know. Oh my God, it was so horrifying.
Holy
and then
shit.
they were, we saw like a door opening and closing, and then when it opened again, it like Taraji P. Henson and Gabrielle Union and all these
Bro,
other really famous
that's
women
crazy.
walked by.
Holy
and I remember when
shit.
Taraji walked past me, she was like, "Woo!" to me, and I was like, "Woo!" Like to her. And she was like, "You get it, you get it," and she just walked away. And I said, "Hopefully that's a good sign. Yeah, something good is in there. Maybe it's her." And then when we walked inside, they were like, absolutely no phones, like put all of them away. So I was like, yeah, we put them all in our bags and stuff. And then we walked in. She was just standing in there with her whole family, like her mom and her daughters and everything. And they had like, she was so nice. She was taller than I thought she was going to be. I think she's like 5'6", 5'7", which was shocking. And I remember when she walked up, she was like, you look so good. And I said, thank you so much, Beyonce. I appreciate that. Thank you.
I would have fainted into her
That
arms.
loves me.
Into her arms.
It means a lot to me. Thank you so much, Beyonce. I felt like I couldn't look her in the eye, like I was gonna turn to stone, like Medusa. I was like, oh no.
You're like, this is almost as funny as.
I'm not even kidding. I was workshopping bits.
When Michelle fell, hey. let me
When
tell
Michelle
you that.
fell, you know what?
Like, get out.
I laughed my
Get out.
ass off.
Oh my God, that's the only thing that comes out.
I did.
I don't know why I said that. I'm sorry.
Sorry. Some stupid guy put that in my head. I'm sorry.
That's a story. NBA, I don't know why they want me.
Oh my God, no.
Oh my God.
It was
that's
ridiculous. And she was so nice and literally so sweet. And it was funny too because
She seems so gentle.
I had such a plan to tell her that when I was in college and Lemonade came out, I overdrafted my bank account to get Tidal just so I could listen to that. I had no money to my name.
No title.
But I was like, all I need is $14.
That's it.
I went in the fucking red for that bitch and I would do it any
worth
day.
the overdraft fee.
Yeah, I said I
Worth it.
didn't eat dinner that day, but I did eat some
Yes.
Hell yeah.
history.
History.
And then all of my thoughts just emptied out of my head immediately. So I felt like that episode of SpongeBob when they hold that ball and they go, duh. That's how it felt when I was sitting in front of her.
That's a good reference.
I was like, you're so yeah, you're just so great.
giddy.
You're so
Like,
wonderful.
kicking your feet.
But yeah, she was probably the
That's
other
Oh my
one.
God.
I didn't have that reaction to the
Angel.
Jonas Brothers. You
Oh,
would
yeah.
think.
No.
Maybe
That's how we
six-
got there. That's how we got there.
6th grade me probably would have.
Yeah. A couple years
Yeah.
later.
Okay, it says, before blowing up on TikTok, Erika worked in the cosmetic industry and had a YouTube channel posting hauls and makeup tutorials.
Ah, yes.
And how was that?
Well, YouTube is crazy. A cosmetic packaging. I loved my job. Honestly, I
Yeah,
was a
she
project
did.
manager. I liked it. I still am very intrigued in packaging. It's cool. I probably still would have been doing that if I wasn't doing this. But I remember standing in my cubicle with 2 of my other coworkers being like, guys, I don't want to fucking be here. I want to be fucking blowing up online.
Yeah.
I literally said that, and it's so funny because I'm still connected to both of them.
Yeah.
And they're like, yo, it's so crazy you said that shit 5 years ago.
Manifester.
It's wild.
Manifested.
And it's
I
like
love that.
projects you worked on.
Oh yeah,
years ago,
it's
she
very
gets
full
sent them
circle.
now.
Now I get the PR
The
from
same
that
brand.
brand.
So-
and I'm like,
it's such
that's
a
so
crazy
cool.
thing,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, that's so
Yeah.
fucking
I'm like,
cool.
I actually worked on that lip gloss. I know when to wear it.
Show the
They're
bottles. She's like,
I
"What's that?"
always am. It's so dorky. But it is full circle. It's cool.
Yeah.
Well,
But
it
yes,
is, and
that is true.
It also shows how grateful you are too.
Yeah.
That you're doing this now. You get to do what you really want to do, which is be an
100%.
artist for a living.
Yes.
Which I think is beautiful. Also, it says, Scotty, on here that you have a clothing company called how do you pronounce it?
Ondulado.
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 How did that come out to be?
So I've been just a fashion head my entire life.
Yeah.
But I was working, and I was working at Mercedes, and I was just like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
So I started making my own hats, just for fun.
That's so cool.
I think I started
printing shirts.
painting on them. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, I could actually do this. Like, let me just do it. Everyone else has. I started printing shirts like in my room with like a heat press, like blowing fuses out. And then I just, that was it. Ever since then, I've been just like passionately, I've have a couple sneaker models I'm working on.
That's so
And then the
cool.
bags. Like,
I was going to ask about sneakers too.
Yeah.
And you're doing bags?
The bags. Yeah,
Okay, period. Oh, the tote bags.
Tote bags.
Obviously
Yeah, tote bags.
love.
Tote bags, yeah.
I love that.
That's the first
so
bag.
sick.
I have another bag coming out, but it's I haven't like announced it.
It's a
like more,
secret.
it's way more unique than the tote bag.
That's so
Yeah,
cool.
So that's gonna be like a fun
I
little
love
project.
that. I especially love menswear too. My man and I share a lot of clothes, which is crazy. But I love a lot of menswear that caters to different body types too in menswear too, which I think yours, I know
For sure.
that's something that you focus on
100%.
too.
Yeah.
But I think that's fucking awesome because obviously with women, we struggle with that already, like needing things that fit us
sizing.
properly. There's a lot of men who need that shit too.
For sure.
Which is crazy because I come from a family of only big men, like exclusively big men. So there's a lot of like, my man is so particular about how things fit.
Yeah.
Like, because sometimes he's like, well, it's just so fucking tight on my
Yep.
shoulders and my
Yep.
arms, and then it's so loose
fit
everywhere
right,
else.
yeah.
So it's like, it's almost like upside down. So he has to get really creative with clothing.
yeah.
So I think that's fucking cool that
Thank
you're
you so
making
much.
like really cool streetwear too.
Yes.
That's like everyday use, but you could dress up and then dress down.
Yep.
Exactly.
I think that's so
you.
sick. Do you think you'll ever branch into women's wear too?
I want to. I
Yeah.
want to for sure. For
I
sure.
think that would be cool.
Yeah.
And I think we need more. We need more. I think like people who genuinely really love clothing and
That's
like
what it
really
is.
love to
Yeah,
dress.
Yeah.
I make it that I wear it. Like
Yeah,
if
exactly.
no one else has it, no one else buys it. Like
Yeah.
I wear it nonstop.
Yeah.
And that's what is the most important to me.
Yeah.
Like I'll never put it out just to make some money.
Yeah, you'll do it because you love it, and you
Exactly.
know, and like, and it's weird how it translates. Like most oftentimes, it's the same
Yep.
thing with content too. It's like when you really love it, that's like when it does well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because that's like how I would post shit too. I was like, well, I think it's funny.
Yeah. Exactly.
If no one else does,
Yeah, I'm
at
gonna
least I
post it.
laugh.
Exactly. Exactly.
So
That's
I
true.
like I laughed, my man laughed. That's more than
That's
enough.
all that
I'm
matters. My mom laughed.
Everyone else is
Stamp of
wrong if they
approval.
didn't.
Yeah, and
They ain't
everyone
laugh.
else
I
is
was right.
racist.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
well, it's probably because you're
Literally,
racist.
yeah.
That's probably right. I'm just leaning on that. Okay. My last fun fact is that you guys once dressed as Matilda and Miss Trunchbull for Halloween, and we have
Yes. That was one of the best. That was one of the best costumes we've ever done. Honestly.
Bro, you know how Miss Trunchbull had a bun?
Yeah.
I don't know
Zoom
if you
in-
can
yeah, no,
tell
zoom
in that
into my
picture.
bun if you
Oh
can.
yeah, you can kind of see it.
It's clipped. It was a clip.
It is-
So I
it
had
is-
like short hair like this.
Yeah.
And I just we
What
attached
was
the
the
bun.
hair? Was it like my own hair from a comb?
It might have been, honestly.
I swear to God, I think I
It was
scraped
some
the
shit.
hair from my comb,
You just, like-
balled it up, and
Yeah.
bobby pinned it
I'm
to
trying
the
to
top
think
of his
how
head.
we even
That
put it
was
to
his
my
bun.
head.
Commit to
Yeah,
the
it might
bit.
have been a bobby pin.
That was probably my favorite.
That was one of my
favorite.
favorite ever. Matilda
Miss
is one of our favorite movies ever. Like ever. So we like still will watch it like once a month at least.
It's a good one.
I love.
It's a good
I love.
one.
You guys love Halloween. We talked about that
Love
last time.
Halloween.
How you guys love Halloween.
Love it.
I
love
remember
Halloween.
distinctly when you
Yeah.
said you bailed on your costume.
Oh,
Oh, right. Let's not bring it up.
still one of the best stories.
She's like,
ever.
sorry, you're gonna look so fucking stupid, so I'm gonna.
I'm gonna look
change."
sexy. You're gonna look like a fucking idiot.
And I wouldn't change it. I would have picked not the jail scene.
It would not be a funny
That's the
story
thing.
if we didn't do
They were
that.
like,
so.
Gray suit Dr. Evil would have been better.
Love Halloween.
We'll leave that up. So.
When I was working at the NFL, that was I think the year that Aquaman came out, which was hell on earth for my man.
Yeah.
Because they were like, yeah, you look like
Yeah.
everywhere we went. It was fucking awful. It was
That's
like
terrible.
And that was when I started workshopping bits, and maybe this is when I knew I was born to be annoying for a living. Well, I knew that for a while, but like I started workshopping bits because I got so sick of people being weird about it in public that when they would say, you know, you look just like Jason Momoa, or you look like Aquaman, I'd be like, thank you. And then like I would say that with like in earnest, and I can't even tell you how many times they'd go, not you, him. Yeah, bitch, I know.
Like,
it's
yeah.
a joke.
God.
Right over your head.
Yeah.
Right over your
God,
head.
thank you. My God.
That makes the joke even better. You're like,
My bad.
person
I
like,
don't
I can't
see
believe
it.
they thought that. Like,
I don't see
idiot.
it.
I remember that year for Halloween, we dressed up as Aquaman and the fucking chick from the movie, and I forget her name, Murda, something like that. Who knows?
Who
But
fucking-
yeah, who fucking knows? I wore a red wig and like a Fashion Nova looking outfit. Like it was
Like,
awful.
who are you supposed to be?
Yeah, for real. And like, it's funny because I chose a picture from the movie and I was like showing it to my man and I had to work that day. So he was like, I'm going to go get all my costume stuff.
He was in charge.
Yeah, yes, he was. But
Okay.
he did a great job because he goes, you know what I did? I just went to like a boot barn and just got, because in that movie, I swear to God, they told Jason Momoa, just wear your own clothes. You wear
Yeah.
whatever you want. Because he's wearing a leather vest and like a black tank top and like a big giant aqua pendant
So on brand.
and like black jeans.
Yeah.
And he goes, I just went to Boot Barn and I just got that shit from there. And I was like, why the fuck?
That is so on brand.
Yeah,
it
I was
worked.
like, and then
And it worked.
yeah, it worked and it was a smash fucking hit.
Perfect.
Everyone was like, oh my God, you linked us. Oh my fucking God. Wait a second. That was like old white ladies catnip.
Oh,
my God,
God.
yeah.
My
I'm
man to
sure.
old white ladies is like, oh my God, when they see him.
You're tall, aren't you?
Yeah, they're like, ooh, big guy. And it's funny because even when they would ask for pictures, like they're like, can I take a picture with you? And I would be like, well, you know, that's not him. Like,
Yeah, we.
obviously that's not
Yeah,
Jason
we're not
Momoa.
at Universal Studios.
Yeah,
It's
Jason
like-
Momoa wouldn't be here. Like, he wouldn't be in the
And
Dwayne
what are
Reed.
you gonna do with the picture? Show someone, hey, this guy looks. That's
right.
The person on the receiving end of that is like, what the fuck are you doing? Showing me this picture.
So it's a
Is
Halloween
it him or
costume.
not? Like, was he trying to be him or?
Yeah,
no?
that's exactly what I'm saying. And they were like, oh, I don't care. I just still want the picture. And I'd be
Okay.
like, and I was just like,
All right, don't touch him. Though.
all right, here you go.
All right, you can take the picture, but don't you dare wrap your arm around that way. Don't you dare. Mike.
Don't touch anyone, or I'm gonna get mad.
You keep them paws down. Well, I do.
That's your guys' favorite Halloween costume, you'd say? Your best
yeah.
one?
I would say as. A
Oh no,
couple,
we
that
were
was a
we
good
were
one.
car salesmen
That-
once.
the
That
car
was- That was
salesmen.
funny. Just random. We didn't know
That
what to
might
do,
have been
so
my
we're-
favorite. We put like big keys. So I was the sales manager, and Erika was my top salesman. So, but we.
Why are you guys
But
workshopping this?
yeah, we kept the characters
We
like
kept
it was
the-
our
the
family
whole time it was
Halloween
our
party.
family
It was a family
Halloween.
Halloween party, but I was like really trying to sell
We were
cars.
just in like fucking suits that were like oversized and didn't fit
Yeah.
us, and like a shitty mustache and
I,
wigs.
I
Like,
actually jammed my back. I still have a serious back injury because I was dancing.
you were
in,
crumping. And
I was
then you went
crumping
like this, and
in
his
the
back
like
was
they're
not
like
the same.
real wooden like loafers. Jam myself in the tile kitchen. Like we were in the kitchen. I like kept this shit on, and then when we took it off, I acted like we
God.
never did it. That was, I don't know what I was on that night. It was our family. No one cared. People weren't even laughing.
You guys
They're
were
like, all right,
method
you guys
acting.
could stop.
Yeah, it was like
I was
it's
you need
2
a
in
car?
the
I got a
morning.
good minivan.
I
out
think
front.
my
They were like,
brother,
"Scott,
my
shut up."
brother and his
Bought a
wife.
car.
No,
No.
no, they
That
announced,
night.
they
Sold them.
announced that they were pregnant
Oh,
that
it
night.
was. So we were just in.
And you're like,
Yeah. The best.
you're crying in a mustache.
I was like, what, we got to get a car seat in one of those cars. That back seat is not big enough.
So you're looking for a bigger
Oh my
vehicle.
God, yeah, that's what you're trying to
I
tell
know,
me.
I'll get you in a certified pre-owned.
Perfect.
It was
So
like
you're in the
best.
market for a family
It was
vehicle.
the best. We're going to revive those characters for sure.
That is so.
Oh my
the
God,
same
I guess
night.
all things circle back to Matilda, right? Because wasn't her
Right.
dad a car
Her dad was a
salesman?
sketchy car salesman. We got a lot of, yeah, we were like.
Matilda is
that's
really
our
the
guy.
center point to your
Yeah.
guys' relationship.
We should actually be the parents. I'll wear the
From
blonde
Matilda.
wig.
DeVito and she was great too. What's her name?
What is her name? I think she was in Barbie.
I know.
So
was she?
I think. Who fucking cares?
Every,
She's a
it's just
legend.
every year you guys are different characters from Matilda.
I'm just the bitch with the pigtails.
Next will be
Then you're the teacher. I'm the chocolate guy. The chocolate kid. The chocolate king.
And
We got a
next-
bunch. We got a bunch. We got a bunch of stuff to go.
I love a good theme. I love a good theme.
I love that you guys love a good theme. Actually, you
Love it.
saying that your brother announced that they were pregnant that night reminds me my manager Phil out there when he announced with his fiance that they were pregnant. They told us when we were in Hawaii. And it was so funny because when they told us we were like in the ocean, like it was like this really nice, like relaxing day. And we're standing there. She's, guys, we really want to tell you guys something. It's like my family and our friends and everything. And we're like, okay. Right when they said it, I got stung by a jellyfish.
Oh my
Like, I literally, it was wrapped around my wrist and I was like, and I like threw it off and my whole arm was radiating pain and heat.
Did
And
you
I was,
try and hide it?
yeah, I did.
Oh my God.
I
you're
did
a
ruin the
champ.
moment. I was literally going, I'm so happy for you guys.
There was a shark attached to her legs.
I'm
We could
so happy for you guys. I'm just going to go in the house really quick. I'll be right back.
my God.
I literally ate that shit. I swallowed it until
You're
way
strong.
later.
You're so
And
strong.
then I was like, and I literally walked behind my man and I was like, I just got stung by a jellyfish. Don't say anything, but I think I'm going to pass out. And I was
No,
like,
the way I would have made that about me, the whole shit.
like, I don't give
We were like, all right, relax.
Chill.
Hide it.
Oh my
Hella
God.
props
That's
to
why I
you.
was like,
real.
That's
so
hilarious.
You're a champ.
for you guys. So I'm great. I'm radiating.
Fuck.
Now we have that memory
Oh.
forever.
Love that.
I
It's so
love that,
special.
bros.
You'll never forget. You'll never
Well,
forget.
thank you guys for coming and hanging
Oh my
out
God,
with
this
me.
is
thanks
so
for
fun.
having us.
This
I
is so
love you
fucking
guys.
cute.
2 years from now.
2 years,
We'll do it
same
again.
time, same 2
time,
years.
We'll do it again.
Yes.
Perfect. We'll hit it up. Same
Love
time,
that
2 years
vibe. Love that
That's
vibe.
us.
I fucking love you guys. I think
We
you
love
are
you,
both
Mom.
so funny and so talented. I can't wait to see y'all keep succeeding and rising
Thank
and doing
you.
amazing,
You
beautiful
too.
things. And we need to hang out for realsies.
Yes.
No, like,
for
actually,
sure.
we said that last time.
I know we did,
We did.
but we live on opposite ends of the country.
We do.
But then
We'll
what would
figure
we
it out one
talk
time.
about
That's
2 years from now?
right.
It's true.
That's
No.
right. If we
That is
see
true.
each other
Yes.
too soon,
Then it's
That's
nice.
true.
No, we actually
You
do
guys
have to
would be
link up.
bored. We're doing it for you. Oh, that's really what it is.
Well, thank you again for coming.
Thanks
For
for
the
having
fucking 2 people that maybe don't know, where can they find you?
You could follow me
Farmers
on
only.
on Instagram or TikTok at Erika Priscilla. Also check out the Peacock shows. People Like Me, The Council, Older, Hotter, Wiser.
Period.
And you can find me where she said. I'm all over her pages. No, I think I
You are.
changed my name to @Scotty Corizzi.
Love.
My full name.
Period.
There it is. So look me up if you need to.
And your brand.
And Ondelato.
Yes.
You will find that on my pages. I promote it all the time.
Period.
June 20th, the bags will release.
Damn, we keep going. We're like, and we're getting a divorce. and we're getting and this.
And there's a funny story with Kelly Rowland in
I got a hilarious.
Wait, one more thing.
Thank you guys for coming. I
Thanks for
fucking
having
love
me.
y'all.
Love you more.
Thank you all for tuning into this episode of the Comment Section Show. Don't forget, new episodes drop every Wednesday. You can stream the audio on all streaming platforms with the video list for free and exclusively on our favorite platform, Spotify. Thank you so much to my amazing guests, Erika and Scotty, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next week. Bye.